So, my friends, here you are on your back. Put the soles of the feet on the floor. And feel the feet on the floor. Feel your breath. If you have a block, you could use that for just these first few breath cycles. And if you don't have a ball, you're going to use the block for a little while. Now what I want you to do is start to pour your attention down into the left hemisphere of the back of your sacrum. Show you a little closer to the screen what I mean by that. So from my tailbone over to the left hip. And if you have the block, just stay where you are, and your exercise is basically to meditate with that. If you have the ball, come off of the block and put the ball in that space. Yeah, just right there. There's lots of interesting places here to, explore. Kind of below the low back, above the flesh of the tush, maybe like right along that ridge of your sacrum. Experiment, breathe, move around, and then if you're on the block, you're exploring your stillness, your heaviness in that left side, and just filling it with breath. And we'll just spend a few more breath cycles here, wherever you happen to be, breathing deeply. Let the weight drop down. Don't fight your heaviness, and then use the movement of breath. It's interesting because the lightness of the inhale, right, works with the heaviness of the body on the ball, and we get this very, very intense experience of opening. Okay, what's going to happen next is, again, if you're on the block, you can stay there. Everybody put the ball just off to the left. We're going to use that again in a minute if you have it. If you're on the block, stay. Hug your left knee into your chest now and extend your right leg. And then you can take a moment here. You can roll your ankles. You can flare and point the toes. Get into the feet a little bit, which we were rolling out last week, right? Hopefully they're still feeling open. And then put the ball and pin it to the left of that left hip. I don't know if you can see where I've stuck it here. Give you a little more light here. Yeah? So you're going to pin it there, and then you're going to take the left shin in your left hand and let that knee fall out to the left. Make sense? And then you're breathing deeply here and feeling. And friends who are on the block, it's totally up to you if you want to stay on the block or not, and we'll just take about 7 breath cycles here. Now, those of you who have the ball, an option to make this a little more intense, maybe a lot more intense, is to roll over onto that ball and pin it to the ground, and so that now you're propped up on your side, and the ball is underneath. It's kind of underneath your IT band. And again, you're working with the balance of heaviness and lightness, of gravity and that kind of levitation ability of our inhale. And somewhere in there, we're finding some kind of opening. Big breaths. We're almost done with this side. And then go ahead and come onto your back and let everyone just return to the starting position, feet on the ground. Feeling the back of the sacrum, and just notice the 2 sides. And then start to pour your awareness over into the right back of your sacrum. If you have the ball, then you're going to use the ball to help explore that area. If you don't have the ball, you can still explore the area because it exists and your attention is capable of it. Pour your breath in there, and it really is, believe me, something's shifting inside when you pour your attention into that space, even without the ball. If you have the ball, you're welcome to roll around a little bit. Find the spaces that need the connection, the attention, the support, and give yourself the opportunity to actually rest in those spaces and to feel the relationship between your heaviness, your lightness, your inhale, your exhale. Okay, Last exhale here, and then as you're ready, you'll put that ball off to the side, and you'll extend the left leg long. You'll hug your right knee into your chest, and feel yourself here. Maybe move some energy in your ankles and your feet, and then you're going to let this right hand catch the right shin, kneecap kind of area, and let the leg fall out to the side. And this in and of itself is a stretch, right? It's got its own thing going on. If you've got the ball pinned there, experiment with the placement of that ball, of course. And you can either just kind of just breathe right like that, staying where you are, or you could deepen it by rolling over onto the ball, hitting it to the ground. There's that ball, just squished underneath, you can see it. Hitting it to the ground and prop on your side. And take these deep breaths where you are. Inhabit this experience all the way, last couple of breaths. And then finally making your way back onto your back and putting that ball off to the side. Hug your knees into your chest. If you're on the block, you come off of that too, okay? Hug your knees into your chest and then rock all the way up. Come onto your hands and your knees. And actually, let's just sit on the shins for a moment and just roll the ankle, or roll the wrists, the ankles of the arms. And last week, again, we were rolling out our feet and our hands, and so keep that suppleness and obviously return to any of the ball work anytime that you need it. Okay, and actually before we do our cats and cows even, let's do this. Just take your left hand to your left and take your right arm alongside your right ear. This feels good to me, just getting that side stretch, getting a little space in the side body. And if it feels good, you could take a few rotations of your arm, of your right arm. Next week, well, actually starting this Sunday, we'll be rolling out the shoulders and we'll be working a lot more with the heart. This week is focused a little bit more on the hips, but still have a heart, still needs to be honored. Let's come all the way up, bring the arms up alongside the ear and take a big inhale. And then let's stick out the elbows and the tongue, lion's breath. Just let all that out. Come to the other side. Nice, simple side stretch. Oh, and I don't know if I told folks who are live here, this lesson will take about 40 minutes. So hopefully it's okay with everybody here. And then if you want to move that arm, in Nowhere Village, we're talking about sources, honoring our sources. And most of that work is really just removing obstacles so our sources can do their thing, right? Because they are, and they are powerful. They are here. The next time that left arm is up, go ahead and bring both arms up. We'll do the lion's breath again. So it's a big inhale. And then stick out the elbows, stick out the tongue, flare the hands. And now, a little more warmed up in the shoulders, go ahead and place your hands really neatly on the ground in front of you for downward dog. You can lift the hips up and back. And during your downward dog, you're breathing there and feeling your body. Feel how, the hips, which we just opened up, are at the top of the shape. And imagine that the prana, the energy, the life force, the source that is in your hips, or that can sometimes get stuck in the hips, is like cascading down through the arms and the legs towards belly. So we've got some of this energy unblocked, okay? Come forward to plank pose. Feel the strength of your core. Really engage your belly, like you want to suction your belly button back up towards your spine. And then feel the back body buoyant. So like your back muscles, the backs of your legs buoyant. Now pick up the left leg. This is work. This is hard work, right? open up through your chest, look a little forward on the floor. Just stay here, one more breath in. Then three-legged dog as you breathe out. So you can go ahead and lift the hips up. Lift that left leg up high. Drop your right heel to the ground. If you like to open the hip, you can do that. That's no problem at all. And then going back to the square hip three-legged dog if you were opening. And then exhale, you're gonna round the left knee forward so that it touches your upper left arm. And just kind of hover it there to see what's possible. Maybe even shift the weight a little forward so you're almost coming off your back foot. You could feel your way toward an arm balance, but we won't take that. Take the left foot down outside of the left hand instead. Lower your right knee, and we will only be here a few breaths. But I wanted to spend a little time with the front of your sacrum, right? So can you send breath into the front right hip? For this space in the body. Acknowledging the obstacles there is the beginning of removing the obstacles. And by acknowledging the obstacles, what I really mean is feel the stretch, right? Feel the sensations in that body, in that part of the body. Okay, can you kind of rewind your steps? So if you pick up the right knee, and then you pick up the left foot, but suction the left inner knee to the left outer arm. And then back to three-legged dog. Now just place the left foot down. We'll do all that on the other side, so it actually starts in plank. And then like you're kind of pushing the floor away with the hands and the feet. You're suctioning the belly up toward the back. Pick up your right leg. Let it be light. Let it be buoyant, right? We are a balance of opposites. Pairs of opposites are actually one whole. So now from here, you're gonna finally lift up to the three-legged dog. And take a couple breaths, right? To feel yourself here, to move however you'd like to move. Breathe. Square off the hips and then take the right knee to the upper right arm and snuggle it up there, right? Suction it in toward the knee into the arm, and then place the foot down and then lower the knee. And breathe. And feel. And as you acknowledge the experience happening in that left hip, you're also acknowledging the beginning of that prana having a pathway there. Making space for source to flow. We're going to rewind our steps. So same thing, if any of these challenges aren't what you're into or you can't do them, that's fine, right? But pick up your left knee and then see if you can kind of suction the right knee in toward the right arm. Just take a moment there and then go ahead and return to the three-legged dog and then downward dog. Take a little walk forward so that you end up in a standing forward fold at the front of the mat. That may have been a lot of work for the arms and upper body, and just take a little time here now to kind of check in with the upper back and the shoulders and the arms and the neck, and you can kind of move around or wiggle or make the shape into whatever it needs to be to honor that part of the body. Take deep breaths. And then spend a little time honoring your low back, your backs of your legs. That might be a little bit of a different version of the shape. That's all good. That's all fine. Breathe. Feel. And then allow yourself to roll on up. And then once you get to the top, I want you to go ahead and stand tall and clear at the front of the mat. And bring the palms to touch in front of your heart and close your eyes. Let your attention dive inward to the heart and feel yourself connecting to source or to your sources. Dedicate today's practice to something that has been fueling you, nourishing you, providing for you. Something or someone. Feel the balance between your feet. Feel an evenness between how much you're rooted down and lifting up. Inhale, reach up and look up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine, jump or step back as you breathe out, your choice. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and of course, all modifications are welcome. Let me know if you want help figuring out your modifications. Downward dog, exhale. Yeah, so those vinyasas, there's some really nice options depending on what's going on with your body. Because I'm not in the room with you, I need you to reach out though if you have questions about that stuff, yeah. Feel your breath. What a gift the breath is. Then look forward and you could step or hop your feet forward between your hands. Then inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold down into your legs. Breathing in, come all the way up, reach up, look up. And breathing out, just lower the hands, lower your gaze at the horizon, stand tall and clear, and then again, one more sun salute like that. Folding forward. Inhale, lengthening the spine, looking a little forward on the ground, and then jumping or stepping back and lowering down. Inhale, lifting the front of the heart as you come to the tops of the feet. And exhale, lifting the hips up and back for Adho Mukha, downward dog. Feel your breath, hear your breath, be here. Notice how inhale and exhale are made two parts, seemingly different, right? But they belong together. Feel the different spaces in the body. Feel the kind of poles of this pose, right? So the hips are really lifted. They want to be in the sky. The hands and the feet want to be in the earth, and it's the poles reaching in opposite directions that make the stretch, that makes the wholeness of the asana or the posture. Look forward, step or hop your feet forward. Lengthen the spine when you get there, lift your chest, and then go ahead and allow yourself to fold down deeply into your legs as you breathe out. As you breathe in, come all the way up, reach up, look up, and then go ahead and lower the arms and lower the gaze and stand tall and clear. Now I'm going to show you a qigong exercise that I really love. I'm facing sideways because it is a wide stance, but you can face straight forward. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be on your mat, you know. So wherever you are, you want your feet wide-ish, and the toes are pointing outward. So basically coming into kind of a second position, right? This is what the legs do. So let's just track the legs before you even add in the arms. The knees bend and straighten. Track for yourself, are the knees bending over the second and third toe? You kind of want that. And then let's add in the arms. So here's how they go. Your hands come into fists. And then you turn them around and you push with the wrists kind of flexed. Yeah, and then you gather in. And then you push. Gather in, that's the inhale. Push is the exhale. Let's add it all together. Inhale, hands in, the legs are straight. Exhale, bend the knees and push. Inhale, gather in, straighten the legs, lift the chest. Exhale, bend the knees and push. Now we'll do this for a little bit so you can find your rhythm. And I want it to be kind of slow. It's called pushing the mountain in Qigong. It's about removing our obstacles, right? The obstacles that have been blocking our access to source. It's like pushing the stone away so the water can flow. Do a few more of these. It's okay that we have obstacles, right? If we didn't, we would never have to build new skills, right? Or learn new things. And we would never have that experience of, oh, there are my resources flowing again, right? That's such a great experience. So don't be angry at the obstacle as you push it. This is the work of life. Let's do one more like that. Beautiful. Okay. So from here, we're just really simple. I'm going to move back to the top of the mat. Feel the legs, probably feel something going on in there. Inhale, reach up. Urdhva exhale, fold forward. That's Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. You can jump or step back. Meet me in downward dog. Option to take a vinyasa. All right, from downward dog, take a big inhale, lift your left leg up. Exhale, step that foot forward between your hands. Now, angled lunge, a pose we've been working on the last couple of weeks. Press down through your feet, make your back body buoyant, so buoyant that maybe your hands just lift up. Check out your left knee. You don't want it over your ankle, you actually want it backed up like an inch, yeah? Okay, then arms alongside your ears, stay here 5 breaths. 1. Breathe for 2. Back of the neck is long, arms are reaching, palms up. Breathe 3. Breathe 4. Breathe 5. Come all the way up, straighten that left leg, parallel your feet over so you're facing the side. Interlace your fingers behind your back, and then fold forward. Straddle, forward fold. Let the head hang and dangle out of your neck, out of your shoulders. And envision any sticky parts there surrounded by light. On your next inhale, go ahead and come all the way up. Can you turn to face the front of the mat again for Warrior 2? Find Warrior 2. Stay and breathe for 1. Breathe deeply for 2. Breathe 3. 4. Exhale, 5. Reverse warrior. Foot palms tip back. Inhale. Exhale your hands down to the planet. Meet me in downward dog. Option for the vinyasa. Once you're in the downward dog, find the breath again. Find the poles, right? Find these poles of opposition reaching away from one another. Find the experience in between the poles. And then right leg lifts up. That's an in breath. As you out breath, take the right foot forward between the hands. We'll set up angled lunge. It starts in the feet, like really all the poses do, or it starts on the ground like all the poses do, pushing the ground away, lifting the hands up. Make sure that right knee is backed up a little bit. That's what's going to fire up your hamstrings on the right side. And then arms alongside your ear. 1. Engage your belly, kind of pull the belly back towards your spine. 2. And then work your breath. Breathe for 3. You're already over the halfway point. So can you bring in more ease, actually? Even as you're getting stronger, you're getting more easeful. Last breath, out. The inhale brings you all the way up, straightening the right leg, pivoting your feet to the side. You can look at the feet, right? Starting with the foundation, then interlace the fingers behind your back, lift your chest, fold. Breathe out. Big, full breaths happening behind your heart, in your neck, spine. Maybe the last exhale wants to go out of the mouth. That's totally up to you if that feels right. And then when you're ready, come all the way up. Warrior two, facing the front of the mat. Take your time. I always put my attention in the foundation of my yoga pose first, and then let the awareness rise up. Same way I would build my house, starting this with the second floor. Right? Hear your breath for two. Soft gaze over your right fingers. Relax the shoulders. Push through the feet, right? Let there be roots to this, and then pull up through the belly. 4. Exhale. 5. Reverse warrior. So we flip palms, we tip back, and then hands down to the planet. Meet me in downward dog. Take your little vinyasa journey as you need. And then breathe. Find yourself in a place where you can breathe and feel. We're gonna put all that together with just adding on a couple poses at the end. See if you can really make it flow with the rhythm of your breath. So you need to finish the exhale to be in the right position for inhale. Lift the left leg. Exhale, step the foot forward. Angled lunge, arms alongside your ears, inhale. Come all the way up to stand, straighten the left leg, parallel the feet. Interlace your fingers behind your back, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, hinge your hips and fold. Inhale, come on back up. Face the front of the mat, Virabhadrasana 2. Let the arms float shoulder height. Inhale, reverse warrior. And let's add an extended side angle. Left forearm to your thigh, right arm alongside your ear. And as you press through that back foot and reach through this top arm, send tons of breath into that right side of the body. If you have a different variation that you like to take, all fine with me. However you want to get there. 3 more breaths. Let the breath flow. Let the life force flow. Then look down. Set up Parsvottanasana. So that's pyramid pose. You'll need to step the right foot forward and a little to the right as you feel your hips square off. You can even take your hands to your sacrum, and I can feel, oh, it's flat. That means that I'm square. Hands could be on blocks if you'd like. Lengthen your spine, and then fold over your left leg and stay there. And breathe for 1. Feel your legs kind of like columns. Columns that are rooted into the earth. They're strong, they're sturdy. And the upper body is just totally loose and relaxed. 2 more breaths. This dance of support and supported is going on in every asana, by the way. Look out for it. There's always something that's engaged and something that's relaxed in response until we get to Shavasana and it's all relaxed. Big exhale. Make your way into downward dog, taking any detour you like. Breathing really deeply once you get there. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, the right leg lifts. Exhale, bring the knee forward and then lightly step the foot in between the hands. Start to bring the hands up and then arms alongside your ears. Big inhale, feel that long space, fingertips to heel. Come all the way up to stand now, straighten the front leg and parallel feet, interlace fingers. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, come on forward. Inhale, come back up. Face the front of the mat, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, inhale. And go ahead and take the forearm to the thigh as you breathe out, extended side angle, left arm reaches alongside your ear. And take up space here. Fill that space with breath. Delaney, I just saw your little comment, and I'm going to talk to you about that after, okay? Those of you who are doing a variation, you're welcome to come into it. Take 3 more breaths. Feel every inhale, every exhale. Feel your feet rooted into the earth. Crown of head reaching forward, chest opening toward the sky. Last exhale. Then look down and frame the front foot. Get set up for Parsvottanasana. Anytime you're switching from open hips to kind of more closed hips, right, or square hips, be mindful of the joints, right? So you want to make sure that they're all moving together when you change. Then press through your feet, lift up through your chest, dive over your right leg, and feel your body here. Really engage through those legs. You've got 2 strong columns for legs. And then just let go of everything in the upper body. Breathing deeply. Can you be present for this whole inhale? Can you be embodied for this whole inhale? And the whole exhale. Meet me in downward dog. All right, you're gonna look forward and you're gonna hop all the way through to sit. We're gonna take in the Navasana. So you can come right up into that as simply as possible. Legs could be straight and arms straight, right? Or you could kind of back off a little bit, have the knees a little bent, the hands behind the thighs. But I want the chest open wherever you are. And I want there to be a feeling of offering. Think about the sources that make everything possible, right? What is the energy that flows through you? Where does it come from? Can you just say thank you? 2 more breaths. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good, and then go ahead and lower the feet. Let the knees fall wide apart, Baddha Konasana. Fold forward. Breathe and feel. If it's helpful for you, if you're a visual person or just this is a helpful technique, one of my favorite techniques when I'm doing yoga asana, these poses, is to envision the body full of light. Sometimes I even envision those obstacles moving, like the stickiness in the body. I'll kind of like catch an image of that as I breathe. Come up on an inhale. And I want you to just extend your left leg straight forward. Pick up your right foot and place it outside of the left leg. So we're ready for a seated spinal twist. If you like to bend the bottom knee, you can. Left arm lifts up and then twist to the right. Gaze over the right shoulder. Keep lifted up through the heart and rooted down through the tush. So it's like you've got a rod going through your spine, and it's plugged into the core of the earth on one end and the sky on the other. And then come back center. And what we're going to do next is you're actually going to take half Gomukhasana. So stacking the right knee on top of the left. If this doesn't work for you, half ankle to knee pose. So here, or half ankle to knee. Whichever one you're in, left hand comes down and the right arm comes alongside the ear like we did at the beginning of class. And then you're trying to kind of drop the right hip down, the right knee down in opposition. I'm going to lower my elbow because it feels really good to do that. You obviously do not have to do that. 2 more breaths, just like this in the side stretch, and really express through that right hip point, right outer hip. You may feel it in slightly different places. Wherever you feel it, send breath, and then come all the way up, and we're gonna do a slightly longer hold on a forward fold. So coming forward into half Gomukhasana, folding over the left leg, I recommend blocks, because we'll be here for about 8 to 10 breaths, and that might help you just kind of relax your way in here. You could put them, I've got mine on the highest level alongside kind of the top of my shin and knee. You could play with that. And then let's dive in. Let's begin to just allow the pose to do the work. A few more breaths like this, diving into your own inner experience. Open your mouth for the last exhale, and just let the exhale just gently tumble out of the mouth. Come on back up. And let's switch sides. So you can take the right leg and extend it. Take the left foot and place it outside of the right thigh. Really kind of press down through that. You may have to kind of wiggle on your 6 bones until you can feel them both root down. Right arm comes up. Twist to the left. And looking over your left shoulder, breathe for 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, come centered. Stack half Gomukhasana, left knee on top of right knee, or half ankle to knee pose, which is more like a, if you look down at your legs, it's like a kind of a figure 4, if you're doing that version. Take your time with it. Be very kind to the joints. First, we do the side stretch, right? So you'll take your right hand to the right and your left arm alongside your left ear, and let there be a heaviness, a dropped downedness through your left outer hip, your left knee. And then the opposition, right, of course, is that liftedness and that reaching action through the left arm, hand. Filling that part of the body with your sacred breath. And then go ahead and come on back up and set yourself up for this longer hold of half Gomukhasana. You'll come on forward with or without props, but find a way to find some kind of setup where you feel like you could be here and breathe and feel going a little deeper with each breath cycle. Feel how the inhale and the exhale are part of one whole. Every part of you is part of one whole. Maybe let the last exhale tumble out of the mouth. Come up very slowly. And next is going to be coming onto the back. And returning to the very first position that we took together. So lifted hips, block under the sacrum if you have the block, and if you don't, just let your hips, lift the hips and kind of let them drop back down into the earth and just feel here. Couple of breaths to let this sacrum become very heavy down toward the earth. If this feels therapeutic and wonderful, stay. If you'd like to do an active bridge pose, go ahead and come off of the block and find an active bridge. If you want to do full wheel, all good. I would just remove the block off to the side, just in case, because sometimes if we come down too fast, we don't want it there and surprising us. So either restorative bridge, active bridge, or wheel. 3 more breaths. Coming all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest and choose an inversion of your choice. So an inversion just means that the legs and the hips are higher than the heart. And so we're going upside down in some way. You'll see me demonstrating a very simple, the most simple inversion here, just sticking your legs up in the air. But if you have a handstand or shoulder stand practice, go ahead and do that now. And then wherever you find yourself, really allow yourself to be there. Really feel it, right? So often we get into the pose and then we're already rushing to whatever's next for some reason. And because then we get there and we rush to the next thing. So what is it like to just be here? To let it be, this be enough. Feel how you have to be reaching in both directions, up and down. But the poles have switched. We turned it upside down, right? So now rather than the feet trying to root into the earth, the feet are trying to root into the sky. All of these exercises are just meant to bring us back to the whole. And sometimes we've got to kind of move things around, shift the energy, let it flow a little differently in order to return to that wholeness. If you've got counter poses, go ahead and take them, meaning shoulder stand folks, plow, headstand folks, child's pose, etc. And then make your way into some kind of final rest pose. Of course, traditionally we do Shavasana here with the legs extended, the palms up. But if there's some other position that would feel really nice to just rest in for a couple minutes, you can do that. We don't take very long Shavasanas in these classes because I really want them to be able to fit into your week, but it's still worth your time to put socks on or cover yourself with a blanket so that the very short rest that you have, you feel supported, cared for. Really, really let the earth hold you. Let the parts that came from the earth yearn toward her via gravity, via release. And feel her respond, my child. Welcome home. Rest here, please. Feel the parts of you that were a gift from Father Sky, the parts that are spacious and light, like they could just float away. Feel them yearning to do so, to reconnect with Father Sky, and feel him respond. Around the edges of your skin and inside of the spacious, light-filled caverns inside the body. My child, welcome home. Let me hold you in the lightness. And so we're held by both parents in Shavasana, both divine cosmic parents. Returned to the wholeness of their love. Now you're welcome just to stay resting in that divine love for as long as you need to. When you are ready to come up, just do so really slowly, and note that you can take the parents with you. You can take your sources with you all day. You can check in with them all day. They're always here.